Hey guys, welcome to Let's Play Banjo Tooie. I am the CSX Gamers. I am the X part of the CSX Gamers. And now we're going to continue with getting some more jiggies from Witchy World. Now in the previous episode we finished off with playing the Hoop Hop game with Kazooie. Now if you noticed in the previous episode there is another mini game to play, but we must be both Banjo and Kazooie together. Alright, so now let's go back into the inflatable castle. And now the right door is open, and you can see Kazooie's face on the left door. Alright, so you'll notice that they already have us flying. This is the balloon burst game, and this game actually is pretty simple. Basically, you're going to be shooting using your aerial aim move. You're going to be shooting balloons in the air. Now, I find it easier just to sort of spin around and really just kind of wildfire it, because most of the time balloons are in every area, so you'll at least hit one. Again, if you see the blue, you definitely want to go for those. You should not have any problem with completing this game the first time through, unless you're flying too high, possibly maybe a little bit too low. You want to stay sort of in the, I would say, from ground to top, you want to stay in the 75% area, that, you know, 3/4 of the way up. You don't want to be too high up, because then it's really difficult to look directly beneath you, and you're sort of only getting like a side view. So if you stay in the middle and kind of just go in a circle near the top but not close to the top, you should be able to hit every single balloon you want to get. I would recommend you just sort of rapid fire it. Don't really spend too much time trying to get one balloon, because it's not really that much time, but as long as you hit like a balloon a second, really, I mean, well, maybe 2 balloons a second, depending on if you get the 3s or 2s. But you definitely want to start. You want to get as many balloons as you can. I'm gonna pick not to play again. All right, now this is. They don't just put you to the ground, which makes no sense. Take damage, which doesn't make any sense. So now I didn't grab the Jiggy last time for completing Kazooie's part in the game, but both of them are still up there. So if you're trying to do this in a faster run, just leave the first one up there. Don't, grab it with Kazooie and then go get Banjo. Just grab them both at the same time. I mean, you're not really, well, this is the wrong one. Okay, they are on opposite sides of each other, so that one's right there, and then this one's over here. You'll notice that you bounce, but, well, apparently it's not that high of a bounce, so you have to use the flip-flop move to get up. Alright, and we're going to leave this area. That's pretty much it for that area, other than Boggy's little daughter, which we have to come back for after we visit World 5. So, alright, now, I'm actually going to go over to Space Zone right now. Again, let me do the Wumba thing first. It would make more sense for me to do the transformation first before I go over to Space World. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Wumba a Globo. Now the Globo in this world is in Wumba's hut. It's been, actually, I remember the first time playing, I was like searching all over for that Globo, because they're usually like outside, but this one was in her hut. So I mean, make sure you go into her hut first before you go crazy looking for it, because I believe that's the only one in her hut out of all the worlds, which is interesting because outside there's many good places to put the Globo, unlike the thing climbing up to her, the little mountain ledge. But whatever. You'll notice that this transformation is the van. Now the van's actually one of my favorites because it's pretty much indestructible. You can like go through lava with it. You can do a lot with it. You can survive a jump if you want to make a big jump, like this one right here. You can run over these things, so if you didn't collect the tickets earlier, you could definitely run over those slot machines. And look, you can take damage from the slot machines. And I'm gonna run over this guy just because he was running away, so everyone's afraid of you. Now you'll notice these doors with pictures of the van. If you honk at them, they'll open. So I mean, there's a couple doors, and I'm gonna go to all of them and open. In one, there's a Jinjo, which I just picked up, and there's in Space Zone there is the treble clef. So you definitely want to grab those. While you're in the van, you actually have to transform into the van twice. in most worlds you only have to transform into the transformation one time and then complete everything, but this one you are forced to transform twice, because in order to open one of the areas to get to Mumbo, you need to use the van, and then you need to use Mumbo to open another area, and then you got to use the van to open an area within that area. I know it seems very, very complicated, but I will show you guys. Alright, now to open doors with the van, you go to these pay here coin boxes, and your van will naturally just throw a coin in there, which is pretty cool. And basically you open the attraction. So, we open the Inferno. The Inferno is where Mumbo is. There's also one Jiggy in here, and depending on whether or not your game chooses this location, Boggy's children could be in there. I've seen up to 2 in there, but usually there's 1, so we'll see if one of them's in here. Let's see. Usually they'll be right. Well, I don't think any of his kids are in here. Usually you see him right when you enter. Alright, here's this door right here, and here's a Cheeto page. So yeah, usually in all of these van open doors, the honking doors, there's a good item in them. None of them, I believe, have like eggs or anything like that. So I mean, there's the Treble Clef, the Jinjo, and the Cheeto page. All right, we're gonna grab this Globo. See, this is where a Globo should be. You know, outside the place, but still close. All right, so that Globo is for Mumbo, and we're gonna use this teleport pad to get back to Wumba. All right. So that's the first set of things we can do with the van. Transform back right here, and now we have to go take care of a few things before we become the van again. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Basically, I'm gonna try to. Well, if I can make up my mind, Sorry guys, I'm kind of trying to think while I'm doing this. It's kind of, there are many different ways to go about doing this. Let's see. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and transform into Mumbo and take care of Mumbo's parts right now. He has a busy job here at Witchy World because his power is, well, his ability is power. I was going to say his power is power, but I've already said that actually in the previous video, and I sounded pretty, it sounded funny. His power is power. But his magic ability in Witchy World is power. So basically Mumbo can give power to a lot of the attractions that are shut down, which makes sense for this world. For him to have that, it makes it pretty interesting, this world at least. So basically now we're going to go out with Mumbo. And Mumbo actually never gets stronger. I mean, I used to think as a kid, like, at like his ability to kill people with his stick and stuff would get stronger and stronger as you go through the game, but he actually stays the same the whole time, which is a bummer. You know, they should have moves for Mumbo to learn, but then they would have to definitely put another, like, more parts into it. Alright, so we're gonna go into the beginning and into the Space Zone. Area 51, and you'll notice that Mumbo's pads are next to big generators. Mumbo, again, power, and he's giving power to the Saucer Peril. You just saw that. The Saucer Peril is basically another mini game that you will play for a Jiggy, and also a Cheeto page. I'm actually not going to do the Saucer Peril right now. I'm going to actually do it a little bit later. Possibly after, you know what, possibly after World 5 also. This might be the other Jiggy that I get when I come back to get Boggy's kids for Mrs. Boggy. So definitely don't be expecting me to do the Saucer Pearl. It's pretty straightforward though, so if you guys want to do it and not follow how I'm playing this playthrough, then definitely go ahead and do it. But do not... you would have had to do a couple things in World 2 to actually get the Saucer Pearl there. So, and I didn't do it because I'm going back to World 2 if you remember. So I actually couldn't do it if I wanted to right now, which it was planned, so it's not like it was an accident that I forgot the saucer in World 2. The saucer is actually in a box in World 2 that you have to basically move into World 3. Okay, now this is the Dodgem Dome. This is another mini game. Now the Dodgem Dome is pretty fun. It reminds me of, well, it's a mini game sort of like the kickball tournament in that there's 3 rounds. There's the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. And basically you move up, and once you complete all 3, you get a Jiggy from Gruntilda. But again, you can't complete it until you pay to open the attraction with the van. That is the one reason why we had to become the van again, is just to go back to the Dodgem Dome. So this is another attraction that really doesn't make any sense to me as far as an attraction. I mean, I can understand why they put it in this game, but what amusement park would have an attraction like this? Basically, it's like flying stars that go up into the air while they spin. I mean, I guess it's a play on like any type of spinner, but it doesn't make, like, that's like the most, like, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. How do the stars even float in the sky? I mean, I guess it's all magic, right? I mean, there could be strings somewhere, but that's kind of cool how it's like a Saturn. Well, actually, more than planets than just Saturn have rings around it. So I'm not being scientifically accurate right there, but it is a planet, I guess. Well, that's what it's meant to be. So we took care of that, and let me think really fast. I believe that is the last thing we need Mumbo for. I'm pretty sure. So I think I'm gonna go head back now to the Inferno. So go to the sport pad, and we're gonna head back to Mumbo's place and become Banjo again. Okay, you'll notice this big spiraling tower. I'll actually get to that in a moment after I transform back to Banjo. So don't worry, I'm not skipping over things that much. I mean, during the beginning of this LP, I will definitely be skipping over a lot, because basically I think that it's better to do what you need to do really fast, but move on. And then once you have all the moves, once you learn all the moves from the different worlds, then come back and sort of like go through all the worlds and finish them out. Alright, so I have a little bit more time left on this video, so I think I might have enough time to finish this. I'm not quite sure though, so we'll see how far I can get. You'll notice the split up pads split up, and with Banjo you're going to go over to that switch. Pardon me. You're going to go over to the switch, and he's going to stand on the switch, and there's a cutscene. There's always a cutscene, right? Well, I mean, without the cutscenes, you'd kind of just be standing on a switch. I mean, so they do have to show you what happens. So you'll notice the Jiggy on top, and guess who's going to go get it? Kazooie. The hardest part about this is Kazooie only has 3 lives. Well, 2 now. Health points. I mean, you can go and find some health points, but then it would just be 4. I don't think I could find any health points, so I'm just going to go ahead and try this. Alright, if you stand close to the side, you should be able to get past without getting hit. Yeah, it's working, it's working, yeah. So I'm pretty sure you could just do that, keep doing that, all the way up. Now, they intended for you to jump over these things, but I've found that you actually get damaged, like, I mean, I've died jumping over these things, and the shoes makes it even worse. Oh, well, I don't know how I took that hit right there, but what? Come on, what? Alright, well, apparently I died anyway. So, we're gonna go again and become Banjo. Go over here. Usually walking on the side works, so I'm a little unsure of why it didn't work that time. So we'll see. We'll go try it again. Now I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'll just be a little slower this time. Maybe I was too fast. Alright, so we're gonna go up, go. And oh, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna try to do it as fast as I can. That makes more sense, I guess, to try to finish it, because even if you do take damage, then as long as you get up there pretty fast, I mean, how many times are you gonna get hit? That many times before you get up. I think I'm close to the top, because I'm close to the top. Alright, so you'll notice that when you get to the top, you just can jump to the side right here, and you'll jump pretty high right here, so make sure you don't miss like I almost did. Jiggy. Okay, I'm gonna jump down. Hopefully he doesn't take damage. Alright. And then just run down. When you get close to the bottom, you can jump down, but with Kazooie, knowing Kazooie, you'll probably take damage if you jump too far. Alright.